What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the week of Primary Arms Optics. Today we have an SLX series optics. This is a 5-25 by 56, and when I say Primary Arms brings the value, that is the theme of this video. You get a first focal plane 5-25 for less than $600. Tough to beat that value. All right. Let's get right into it. Start at the back. As always, the diopter is going to focus the reticle for your eyesight. It has a huge range of motion, so it's going to work with pretty much any, most, the majority set of eyes. Now that I'm looking, look how many patches I'm missing up here and down there. Man, this is embarrassing. I need to step up my patch game. All right, eye box. Sorry, I get distracted. Eye box, eye relief, and glass clarity. They're all good. I'm going to group them all together. I think if you got this optic and played with it and looked at the clarity and the eye box and the eye relief and all that stuff, you're not going to say, oh my God, it's the best I've ever seen. You're not going to grab it and say, oh my God, this thing is terrible. It's very, very good. These things are definitely capable of reaching out past 1,000 yards, assuming you have the skills to do so. And I think all three, eye box, eye relief, and the glass clarity, is very good. Magnification ring is shockingly not too stiff. On all scope reviews, all but one, I complain that the optic is too stiff. The magnification ring is too stiff, and this one is not. It's smooth. It's not too stiff. Probably my favorite feature. When it goes from 5-25, it's about a 180-degree throw. And the one mistake I made is I put this red dot on the side so I could have some 1-power magnification shooting, and I put it a little too close to the optic, and I can't quite get it all the way down to 5, but that will take me 2 seconds to adjust that, so that's no big deal. The speed level you see on here is included, just adding to the value a little bit more. Before we get into the reticle, we do have a sponsor because we're so cool, and I'll be quick. See that guy back there? His name is Walter, and he's in the HRT plate carrier. He is a foam rubber composite training dummy from Virtual Vtact. I love these things. They're so fun. If you want to elevate your training, consider getting something like this. They're available on Amazon. The link is down in the video description. They're rated between 500 to 1,000 rounds, but in my opinion, they last significantly longer depending on the caliber and the shot placement. And like I said, they're self-healing. You could shoot them a whole bunch. When you hit them, you know exactly where your shots are going, so you get shot accountability, and then you could spray paint them over and over and over and use them over and over and over, unlike paper. So it's a lot of fun. You can shoot them nice and close, unlike steel as well. If you want to check them out, again, the link is down in the video description. All right, this is a first focal plane optic. As we get into the reticle, keep that in mind. You can all of the bullet drop compensator and the 1,000 different ranging features in here will work at any magnification, not just max magnification. The reticle is called an Athena BPR Mill reticle. It's also available on a 6.5 if you want that. It's an ACSS reticle. I love all ACSS reticles. They're simple, they're useful, they're just absolutely awesome. And it's a mill reticle, so it's going to be very precise, and it's a grid reticle. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go through the manual here because there's so much I don't want to forget anything, but I'm only going to give you the highlights. I'm giving you like half of what this reticle can do because this video would be a half hour if I went through everything. All right, so it has a chevron for very, very precise shots. You have that tip. The chevron itself can be used as ranging as well. From left, right, and up of the chevron, you have 10 mils. From down, you have 15 mils. Let me flip the page here. To the left and the right of the chevron, you have the longer bars here are 1 mil increments, and you have shorter bars in between that are half mil increments. I forgot to mention, if you're not familiar with mils, each click of the turret is 0.1 mils, and 0.1 mil at 100 yards is 0.36 inches. So again, very, very precise adjustments, very precise ranging in here. Let's talk about underneath that chevron. Now, all the stadia lines you see going from left to right are going to be 5 mil indicators. There's so much ranging in this thing. It will take you a little bit to learn it all and get used to it, but very, very useful. And then you see all the different holdovers for windage, and the grid is huge, man, which is good because this optic is capable of reaching out very, very far, and you have a ton of different holdovers. Now, as far as some of your ranging features, again, I'm not going to go through all of them. To the right of the reticle, you have a couple different ranging features. If you put somebody's feet on the bar, wherever their head lines up, that's roughly the distance they are from you. So for example, you put their feet down there. If the head lines up at the 4, they're roughly 400 yards away. That same line, assuming they're 5'10", which is the average height. That bar can also be used to range somebody from left to right, assuming the average person is about 18 inches wide. You put that bar on their shoulders. If it lines up from shoulder to shoulder, they're roughly, if 400 yards away. But also, the lines to the left and right of the chevron, the mill lines, and the top and bottom, you have holdovers, you have hold unders. All of that can be used for ranging as well. So it depends on the distance. And again, the manual it comes with is awesome. It explains it all. I don't want to make this a half-hour video, but you get the point. Let's talk about the windage and elevation adjustments, because there's a bit to talk about here. So on the side, you have two different turrets for your windage. Excuse me. It comes with a cap turret, and you can take that cap off if you want. And then you can also put an exposed turret on here if you don't want it to be capped. If you want it to be exposed, you can do so. As I said earlier, each click is 0.1 mil. 0.1 mil is about 0.36 inches at 100 yards, so it's going to be very, very precise. That side turret has a little tiny bit of wiggle to it. The top turret, your elevation has 0 wiggle. It's very, very solid. They're both tactile. They're both audible. Now, the cool thing about your elevation on top, it's a 0-stop turret. So what that means, you get your 0, you get it all situated for your round, for your gun, and get it all zeroed in, and then you can set a stop on your 0. So if you're dialing your elevation in and you need to quickly go back, there's a stop where it won't let you go past that point, wherever you mark that point, which is very, very helpful for hunting, but extremely helpful, I think, for competition. You know, you're dialing your elevation in, you need to go back to your 0 quick. There's a point there that will stop, that it won't go past, and I thought that was nice to have that on there. Behind the windage and elevation, there's also markers, so you know which way's up or down, which way's right or left. And again, if you're dialing in on the fly, that's nice to have on there so you don't have to come off of the gun. I think that's everything for the windage and elevation turrets. On the other side, obviously you have your brightness controls. There's 6 levels of brightness on here, and the entire reticle lights up when you turn the brightness on. In between each position, there is an off position as well, which I appreciate. It takes a very standard CR32, and then right next to that it has parallax adjustment, which is pretty much mandatory on an optic like this. Any really high power optic, you really need that parallax adjustment. So when you're zooming way in, you know you're getting your 5-mile shots, you can adjust the parallax and make sure the reticle is crisp and clean for your eyes. All right, it is 14 inches, which is not bad for a 5-25. It's 34 ounces, which is not bad for a 5-25. It takes 34 mil. It's a 34 millimeter tube, and there is a million different options. Maybe not quite a million. It's a lot of different options for 34 millimeter mounts or rings, whatever you're using. So that is great. And once again, the MSRP is sub $600. So Primary Arms brings the value, and they still give you the Primary Arms lifetime warranty. Great warranty if you had any problems. As far as testing, I put this on a Bergara 22 rifle. I really wanted to see how far we could shoot that Bergara out. It's my son's rifle. The longest range we have is in Rhode Island, is 300 yards, and that's how far we were shooting, unfortunately. But we put about 300-400 rounds through the Bergara, and then I put it on this gun. This is a Leviathan Defense AR-10, and I wanted to put it on something with a little more oomph to get a little bit more felt recoil and jostling around of the optic. We only did about 100 rounds on this AR-10, but I wanted to hit it with that a little bit just so I can make sure it would hold 0 on something a little bit more powerful than the 22 LR. So all the shooting we had 0 problems, 0 issues, nothing to report. Everything is all good with this optic so far. Pros. The biggest pro again is going to be the value. I know I've said it 5 times, but you get a 5-25 with a super useful reticle for first focal plane, also for sub $600. That's a great. The parallax adjustment is very nice and pretty much necessary on an optic like this. The magnification ring is shockingly smooth and not too stiff, like I always complain about. The 0-stop turret on your elevation is great, especially I think for competitions, but I guess maybe for hunting, but more I think for competition than anything else, to have that turret stop right at your 0. The swappable turrets on the side, if you want a capped or if you want an exposed turret, that is cool. The Primary Arms lifetime warranty and the 34mm tube, those are my favorite pros. Overall, if you're looking for a budget-friendly optic, I'm sorry if I call this a low-power variable optic. It's not. I'm sorry. If you're looking for a very capable, budget-friendly optic that can easily reach out to 1,000 yards, this should be on your list. Primary Arms gives you high quality, useful reticles, and I've been using them for years and I'm a big fan of them. Before you go, let me thank Primary Arms. They did send this optic out to the channel to review, and that is very nice of them. I will put an affiliate link down in the video description if you want to get anything from Primary Arms. Use that link. I appreciate it. Helps me. I get a small kickback. Let me thank the sponsor of the video, Mr. Walter back there, who gets shot up very, very often. Virtual Vtact dummies. They're available on Amazon. You can shoot them up a whole bunch, paint them over and over and over, and the link is down in the video description. What else do I got? That is it. That's all I have for you. Thank you for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, even if you don't think I deserve it, why don't you go ahead and like, comment. It's free. It's easy. Helps me out. More important, subscribe to the channel. Again, if you think I deserve it, please subscribe to the channel. I think like 90-something% of the people who watch this channel don't subscribe, which blows my mind. So please, if you think I deserve it, give me a subscribe. Helps me out. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!